slate of officers that need to be approved for the May 3rd special election for K&D schools are Terry Feller, Barb Goody, Ken Hesh, Laura Carella, and Mary Kay St. John. I need a motion to approve those election workers.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Is there any public comment on the election commission meetings? I make a motion to adjourn the election commission meeting at 7:01. All yours.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda. I do want to add one item to new business. We actually should try was look at replacing a couple of the basketball goals at Woods Park.
The agenda?
Just the basketball goals.
Oh,
Just if we can get those in order and get those in before summer ends, we can tackle that tonight. So, do that at the end. Okay. All right, so I just need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Chief, what you got?
All right, we did our wildland workshop here back a couple weeks ago. It was very well received. We had here, but there was like 250 or 300 views on Facebook because it was done up live on Facebook. And so, learned a lot from the Forest Service. Norman Township is in the very high to extreme wildland fire danger right now. With where we're at, we have extremely high potential for crown fire, and crown fire is bad because it's hard to stop once it starts. And so, learned a lot about that, and obviously right now we're in the heart of it. It's just starting. Today was a no burn day again. And so the workshop went over really well. We're going to do it again next year. The Forest Service was excited, and so we're just going to continue to build on that. Our runs, at the end of March, we were at 79 runs, 16 fire and 63 medical, and right now we're pushing 85 to close to 90, I'm guessing. Had a structure fire Sunday night. Had good participation from the department, and I had Dixon Fire came and was mutual aid, and Irons Fire was mutual aid. And so we got our new truck. It's not in service yet. We're getting a few things done to it, making sure everything is safe to go when we go.
it's pretty though, right?
Yeah, it looks good. It really does. We're all very, very anxious to.
You guys did get rid of them green hinges, right?
They're gone. They're gone. And so, so that's that. We are applying for imaging cameras. They're called Seek, and they're about the size of this card, maybe not quite. And seems how we have Great Lakes Energy in our township, so we're trying for that. And if we can get that, then the benefit of that is that our interior attack people can now locate. They each have one. Our main people can go in and locate the seat of the fire or locate a victim if we have an entrapment. And so, we got an estimate for hose bed covers for the top of our trucks to keep all of our upper hose lays dry and prevent anything from blowing off. So the three trucks, 141, 143, which is the number of the new truck, 141, 143, and 142 was right around $1,800 on that. $1,800. And that's a heavy vinyl. There's a guy who has a custom boat canvas, and he comes and build them right on site. And so I would like to talk to the board about that. It just helps keep all of our hose beds under cover in the bad weather and prevent anything from wanting to come off the truck.
Well, we lost them right over there on the bridge on 55, right?
Yeah, and if we would've had hose bed covers on, then, you know, that would not have happened.
I mean, we got it all back, but it did.
Yeah, yeah, it's all good and nothing got hurt, it was all pressure tested and, next week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, the Fire Academy is doing, vehicle extrication and advanced stabilization at the department. And so we'll be doing that out in the front parking lot, and so that'll be going on there next weekend, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
What are the times for that?
Ooh, I'll have to look. If you wanna get in on it, you can probably still get in on it through smoke.
Okay.
And you can get a hold of Rob. But it'll be a very good class. Wellston Lube is volunteered to donate us the cars again. And so it'll be pretty cool, because it's advanced. One will be upside down, one will be on its side, and one will be on its wheels. We'll learn all the different techniques. So, that's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you. To, the assessor's report, March board review went off without any major problems. We had about 6 people come in, and 24 petitions were acted on. The township overall taxable and tentative taxable value is about 6.2% increase, and the overall assessed value will be about 8.8. So everything's going up, as we know, including taxes. The 2023 database has been uploaded, that's up and running. They received 6 phone calls, 3 emails, and 1 property record card request last month. So that's Jenny Day's report. Custodian, what you got?
Not a whole lot, I just keep plugging away.
Okay.
Spring finally here.
Yeah.
So I'm cleaning things up, started with a part, so most of the leaves are taken care of there. Shutters, I don't know if I mentioned it last time, maybe they've been done longer, but shutters have been down and cleaned and painted on the building here. Otherwise, just cleaning things up.
I've received no complaints, so everything's running, it's doing good.
I hope not.
It's like Rich told me, if you got a complaint, he gets it first.
Yeah, I figured. I haven't got any phone
Or
calls.
Merrill and Mary get it
No,
I
first.
haven't got
phone
any
calls.
phone calls from anybody yet, but
No,
spring and summer will probably be. And then, we mentioned something today too, and I know we talked about it, but those gutters in the back, I think one of them has fallen down, it's just,
Well, we gotta do something with that because.
You talked about that last meeting.
We wanna get, I think we need to get a long continuous gutter.
Just one straight.
but if you're thinking of, are you thinking roof in a year, 2 years, this year?
Possibly this year. We're waiting to get estimates. I've called, some places have said up to 6 weeks for us to get an estimate. They're not, they're just busy. They're just,
I mean,
it's just hard to get estimates.
I-
And the snow was still on it, so it wasn't a big hurry. I wanna set up a time where I could meet it.
I would wait on the gutter until,
Most gutter people right now that I'm finding out for my new homes are midsummer already. And about $10 a lineal foot with leaf guard and downspout. So,
And we only need it from basically this door to the library door, right? Just that section, where those doors come out and then the air conditioning unit sitting back there. We'll get a price on that and see, but we do have to see what we wanna do with the roof too. Get estimates whether it's steel or shingles and see where we go from there. Okay, transfer station we're all good on. Management council, I have their report, or Dale's report. The jammers are back on the second Tuesday. Seniors have been here for a little bit. They're back to normal. We had Bunko, the Material Girls, they are back. They're all scheduled for this month, so things are getting back to normal from the whole COVID. deal. There is a craft show on the 30th of this month. So we have that, and then we'll be getting it set up for elections on the 3rd of May. So the election's on the 4th.
Don't forget that.
Yes, I will repair the screen so that you'll have that screen.
What's the elections for?
It's just a school board, right?
Only K&D millage, that's the only thing on the ballot.
Millage renewal, it's just a renewal, right?
Renewal.
Yeah, just a millage
Okay.
renewal. That's the only thing, yep. Okay, so we got that. Parks and Rec, got anything?
Not much really yet.
Okay. That's why I wanted to tackle this before we got too busy. I thought I'd print out something to see what you guys wanna do, we can talk about that. Anything, planning, have anything?
We need to appoint someone to, ZBA,
Yep.
or we have, and we need to get an approval for that, or
Yep.
whatever.
Would be the representative.
Yeah, and then, there was nothing really that.
You were given some articles to kind of review, weren't you?
Yeah, but
Just basic.
right, well, Bob kinda screwed, our emails up, and half the people got what we're supposed to do, and half the people didn't get it, so. Yeah.
Okay. And zoning, I didn't see a report from Bob.
He didn't give a
Okay.
report.
So I would imagine, I saw there was about 4 things in there for, land use applications, so they're starting to uptick now, the weather's getting a little bit better. Any public comment? Anybody? No? To new business, assessing, as I've told you all in the past, Dave, is continuing to be, do the assessing, and I kinda joined with, him and Jenny over this last fall, but Jenny is retired, she is done at the end of the month. So Dave would like to, I wanna introduce you, to Great Lakes Assessing. Dave is rolling kind of his, and I will let them introduce themselves and explain them taking over and being our assessors, but Dave would still be our signing assessor, but he'd be working for their company, and I would also, so.
Correct. Oh, you're gonna let me go? Alright, well, we are Great Lakes Assessing, we've, been in the assessing business, both of us, for over 30 years, and Great Lakes Assessing has been in existence since 2010. So we've been around for a long time. Dave has been talking to us, for about the last 2 years, wanting to know, what we could do, and then Jenny made her mind up that this is when she was gonna retire, so we met with Rich and Dave 2 or 3 times, and we, decided that it would work out for us to roll their company into ours with their 4 units, and then bring Dave and Rich on as employees of our company to do the work, and we actually would answer the phones and process deeds and stuff in Cadillac at our office. I mean, we actually have an office where we are there 5 days a week. We have 5 employees, so we would go up to 7 employees, but,
So where are you physically located?
in Cadillac.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, pretty close, not far away. 3 units in Manistee already. We do Calava, the city of Manistee, and Maple Grove.
Filer,
Oh, Filer. I said this. What'd I say?
Calva.
Oh, Calava, yeah, Maple Grove.
We are
Filer, and-
sisters, FYI. And I am the elder.
So, anyway, what did I leave out?
Nothing.
So
Question?
would Dave be still doing field work? Or-
Yes,
And Rich
yes.
would be doing field work?
Yes,
Or?
yes, yes.
So they would basically, instead of them not being in the office, they have more of a full-time office presence. So people call, they'd be calling, that number of Dave and Jenny's would be going to their office, that would be our assessing office, and they would give us marching orders on what we have to do. Our 20% every year that we have to do, we'll do that, we'll do all of the new construction, the rechecks and everything, that's what they would have to do for the 4 townships.
They are gonna pay you and Dave.
Yes,
Right.
you would be paying them
Correct.
directly, yes.
You
and
pay
we
us,
become their
we pay
employees.
them, they're our employees.
Yeah.
So why couldn't I continue to do what I did before and just give them like,
'Cause it's
You
less
can
confusing.
do whatever you want to do.
Are you talking hush
I
hush
don't wanna
money
get a
there?
butter
But
from
we-
the state, that's
We,
my only problem.
you know, we cover the workman's comp, we cover the liability insurance, we
Their
cover social
education.
security, their education, you know, all those things we're square with.
So your company is just assessing that people's property
Property
value,
tax.
property values and that?
That's
Correct.
correct.
And would you be, say if somebody needed a addition, is that part of your job to
Yes.
assess if they can
Yes.
have that?
Mhm.
Okay.
No,
No,
not
it's
necessarily
not
have it, you
just
still
have it.
go through our zoning administrator.
Right.
Okay,
We-
that's separate, that's what I'm
We come on
asking.
and put the value on the roll so you can collect the taxes on it,
Okay,
with a smile.
that's hard to get out of me.
But, you know, one of the things that, you know, that we don't do, and it's probably, you know, thinking about it, it's much, smarter. Dave and I, we go out and do a lot of this field work on our own. They don't allow that. We have to have two. For safety, for liability, for the township, for anything like that. So, I mean, it's going to, I think, run a lot smoother. And it allows me to get, you know, trained and up to speed on doing things, not being dangerous, as I was called.
I'm sorry.
You know, no, but it's true, there's a lot to this, there's a lot of little ins and outs, things that you have to make sure, and then they're gonna mentor me through that, and then get Dave, cause he wants to work another couple, 2-3 years, you know, and then he'll retire. So, it puts us in with no extra cost or addition, you know, to the taxpayers. It gives us, I think, a lot better services where we're at, you know, they have a lot better, you know, a larger company that can offer a lot of, you know, a lot more, readily available.
And we're gonna have you with the assessing reform. I don't know how much you've heard about that, that's our nemesis right now, but you're gonna have your record cards out online. So we have, through BSNA, we can get the paperwork so that you say, BSNA, you can load our data, and then you don't pay anything, and whoever's downloading it online pays $2 a hit, but it's free to the township, and it checks that box off on our next AMAR. We are online,
And you can get your own record card
free.
for free there, but you can call our office and probably get it.
Anybody
free
gets
anyway.
anything free from our office, so, I mean, we want them to email us, we'll give you email information.
Right.
We want them to email us, unless it gets lost in Never Never Land Board of Review Week, we normally respond that day.
So, right now, you come in and look at the records that are on our computer, would you now be going to Cadillac and looking up records?
No, the records would still be here too.
Right.
But the inputting would be done at their office, because what happens, I know this. If I were to make, changes to our assessment record, or the, you know, the 2023, assessment roll, and they were to make a change, and then I were to upload it, or they were to upload it, it would wipe out the changes we do. So we try to make all the changes to one database and then upload them
Right.
to the township, keep the township updated every month, like, you know.
Like they did,
Like
okay.
they did, like I did this month for the first time on my own, so yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It went fine, a little nerve-wracking, but it's all there too. We have a 2023 database, so we're good.
After I told him he was dangerous.
That's when it comes into play.
But still, at Jenny's house, that's our main computer. That's the computer that has it with a backup hard drive. It's the same thing that would be at their office, and then ours would be the satellite with all the information that gets updated.
Right.
Gotcha.
And all of our stuff is, we have a server, and all of our stuff is uploaded to BSNA every night. So any changes made in the database, it gets live
Oh,
out in the world. And we are
That's
backed up,
pretty quick.
we are backed up off-site. I mean, they back us up every night off-site. We pay for that service through our IT company.
And that's where you get with the smaller assessing companies, if something were to happen to that main computer or that backup, you can lose a lot of information, they have a lot more secure, because they do have quite a few, units that they do, so, yeah.
So
We just have to,
it would transition immediately if we sign?
May 1st.
make it,
Oh, May first, okay, I didn't read it all completely, okay.
And if you want me to change that contract to where you pay David a stipend a year, I can, or his
I will
stipend
let you
monthly.
know what our attorney says.
Okay, cause half a
And
dozen of,
MTA will tell you that you need to pay the assessor. And we have some townships that pay us directly, you know, a couple $100 a month, and then they pay the company to do the assessing work. So and MTA will tell you you have to do it that way. Our CPA tells us they're crazy and it doesn't make any difference because we're
Yeah, but we're
incorporated.
guided by their,
Right.
have
Well,
you ever
it
had
just-
any townships that pay you, that don't pay you directly?
yes, yes.
But I mean, have they ever had any trouble?
Most of them.
No, they've never had any problems, but it's just some, I mean, I can say. No, 12 don't,
No.
All don't pay them anything separate, they pay right to it, so.
and the city of Manistee does not.
that's very interesting.
Hey,
And then,
We-
you go to MTA, you go to any of their conferences, and they will tell you you must.
Yeah,
and our CPA says,
Yeah.
no. So, if you are more comfortable doing that, we do
it
not,
doesn't matter to me, I just don't wanna go to jail.
you're not gonna go to jail. You
I
are
will-
not
I will
going to
get
jail.
a confirmation from our attorney, if he thinks we should, then we will, if he doesn't care, then we won't.
Right.
It doesn't matter, you just let me know.
Yeah,
Right.
But
okay.
for me to call my CPA right now, he's not gonna talk to me, cause April 15th is coming up here, so he's not gonna wanna
Sure.
take time
Sure, I
to talk to me at all.
Okay,
It's the 18th this year.
Did you have
The
a
18th,
comment?
I did. If it continues to be paid through the township, are they still covered under the liability, the workman's comp?
we
Yeah,
have our own,
No, I'm just saying if the township still continues to pay, would you still be covered under their,
the only thing
Like-
they pay the assessor because of this MTA rule, it's
Oh,
like
okay.
$100 a month, it's just a stipend that we have and
So that would
the
be-
assessor's an employee of the township.
so you would still pay them?
on that
Yeah.
$100
Okay.
you would,
Yeah, and that $100 you would not be covered
Okay.
in that case.
but
But- So we just need to, if the board wants to accept that contract, do we have on there the what?
do they know the parcel costs and all that, I mean,
I did, David gave me
Yep.
your parcel
We gave
count
the
and
count,
what they had charged you, and we did not do an increase.
So the charges and per parcel that we pay per parcel would remain the same as
we
we
were
paid.
paying
prior.
David 17.
That's what's built in there.
Okay,
$17
and I think it
parcel.
was 2631, something like that.
Yeah, it changed a little bit this year, I think it was.
2640, I can tell you.
Yeah, it went up like
That's-
7 or 8 because
Okay,
that's
that's
for,
very
we get
cool.
new
Yeah.
parcels because you
Okay,
get
well,
split.
Right, but we just figured out what we do, we just figured out what that dollar amount was, and that's what's in the contract.
That works for me.
And then it doesn't change, it's just,
Okay.
So can we,
I will make a motion to accept Great Lakes Assessing's agreement to do our assessing.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
and then we do have one more thing, we're gonna be having you check if you've passed some of these resolutions that are gonna be on the next AMAR. We wanna make sure that we have all of that in place.
Yep.
So I will be getting with you, and if you haven't, you need to, and if you have,
Great.
You're gonna have to tell me what we
I
need to
will.
approve. and
I
because-
will, but if you've already done it, we don't need to redo
Well,
it.
I'm not sure.
Well, we have our, assessment, no,
Do you have your exempt parcel policy?
we do not.
Do you have where you do not collect the $200 for the PTA fees?
No.
What's the other one I just missed on my brain?
I don't remember doing any.
Okay,
No.
we will send you the whole spectrum of things
Yeah.
that we, that we need you to do. So we will do that.
Yeah,
We'll
but
do
we-
whatever it takes, yeah.
But we have our, we have our tests when it comes to, our poverty exemption, we have that stuff. It's just a
Right.
couple of the outliers.
The
that we
weird
didn't-
stuff.
Yeah, that we didn't have, and that kind of surprised Dave a little bit too, so that's where they come in and have a lot more of this stuff. to
Okay,
check
And
out.
then also, we would like the board to consider in the next month or so, combining your board of reviews with Dixon.
Richard talked about that, yeah.
And we do that wherever we can, and it works marvelous. It's just marvelous.
The one thing that we lose with board review members is you do, March board review is 12 hours. And we had 6 people come in
For 12
for
hours?
12
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, 3 days.
Dixon had 4. So it's one of those things where when you combine it, it allows you to have better timing. How that would work is if Norman held it here, it-
And they have the alternate.
and they have the alternate, so there'd be,
Gotcha.
so you share the boards, you're combining the boards.
Gotcha.
And whenever this is possible, government entities, they're wanting us to do this. I mean, truthfully, us at
For
Dixon should probably.
grants, for grant money, you could say you're combining townships. It would help with grants sometimes.
It's kind of the same with our fire, our planning commission should probably be, for those 2 townships, should probably be joined.
Yeah.
Because we have the same zoning districts, we have the same demographics.
Right.
So they're trying to get townships to do this whenever possible, and this is an easy, like I said, you have quite a few townships you're already doing that with. The smaller townships that people just get bored and don't wanna do board and review because it is such a long, drawn out thing.
Long day.
Yep, and they would have their database, we would have our database, so they would have their petitions and we would have ours.
Right.
Even though they'd both be, the same 3 people would be, ruling on, or, making the decisions on them, they're still the same database, so all the information stays the same.
Have one person doing the minutes.
Yep.
And then each board gets a copy of those minutes along with their own petitions.
So nothing really changes except for just combining the paperwork aspect of it.
Becomes more efficient.
Yeah, much more efficient, because sometimes we have a hard time finding people, and so does Dixon, so.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very much. All right, so, ballot wording, fire department millage renewal. And it is a renewal, even though it starts off with, an increase. It's not, that's the original wording that has to remain the same as long as it's renewed. So at the bottom, it does say that this is a renewal, nothing is changing, so if you get people that every year, every time we do this, every 3 years we do this, it does come out that, well, are they adding? No, it's 2 mills for the fire and 1 mill for the ambulance, the same as it's been as long as I've been around. So, does anybody have any problems with the wording for the ballot renewal, or for the fire and ambulance renewal? And right now, we're just doing fire department, and then we have to do, ambulance, so. Is this a roll call? Or just straight up?
No, they need to be approved separately.
Yeah. So, is there any questions on any of the wording, or are we going to approve the fire ballot? I'll second.
This
All-
is for fire.
This is for fire, yeah, top one. All in favor?
Aye.
Everything okay? You good?
I answered.
Okay. Okay, now we need to approve the, ballot wording for the ambulance millage renewal.
I'll make a motion to approve the ballot wording for the ambulance renewal.
I support.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? No, okay, so, that's 5-0. Okay, ZBA appointment, this is just, we need a representative, seeing that we had so much changeover with the planning commission, we need a representative on the planning commission.
Correct.
To be the ZBA, to also be a ZBA member. And it's Jill Sable, right?
Yep.
She would like to do, she would be willing to serve both. So we just, she ran her first meeting the other day when we didn't have our chair there, so she did a wonderful job at that.
I make a motion to appoint Jill Sable to the ZBA.
Second.
Who seconded it?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Nope, so
Okay, we only have 2 members of the committee, you know.
Yes, we have to find the third. Once again, that's why we do the planning, because it's hard to find people to sit on these boards. Okay. Luckily, we haven't had a ZBA thing up here. Okay, so
Every time they close up,
we talked last year about, replacing some of the 6 basketball goals that we have over at the park that are all bent down and spinning around. I have some printouts here that I was hoping we could just do 2 this summer and get 1 full court going again. But they range quite a bit in price and they range quite a bit in style. They have the standard, what they call the gooseneck stainless steel pole like that, which are similar to the ones that we have now. And wanting to ask Jordan and Jason, because they do a lot more metal work and have worked with metal a lot more than I have, but this style, same gooseneck type style, these are the different prices and things. Once those things bend, how do you straighten them? I mean, you don't, right?
How, do they show you how thick these are?
It says there should be specs on the backside of all those. I do believe that one might have another one on the backside of that. It'll show you, some of them are 5 to 6 inch poles. They tell the different diameters.
5 9/16, that's pretty,
Yeah,
wow,
that's pretty big.
really bending that.
The other style is, the other fixed style is something along the lines, here, I'm gonna give you just 2 of these. This is more of a 45-degree angle, like buttress style with, it's more like a truss support. And I was wondering if you thought that would be less bendable.
Well, see, that's, okay, on these ones here, where they bolt up, and that's the issue we had with the ones that they had made, it gave out after time.
Hanging on the,
Well, no, it's nothing to do with hanging, it's just age. And it's gonna happen, if any of this style, it's right here, it's gonna rot out. Because that's where it's all bolted together.
The only thing that I like, because those are the ones that I've installed, those you actually pour a slug of
Right.
concrete and you mount a mounting plate with J-bolts that go deep into the concrete, and you bolt those, and those are 10 feet.
Right, well, do they, I guess my question is, cause these are just regular bolts that hold it, but if you had something that was like,
We could
not
weld them in place.
epoxy, like a nylon coated, like a coated bolt.
I'm sure we could get any different size bolt that we
So-
wanted. My thing is, I wanted to use your guys' judgment. I've always been leery about those single gooseneck arch poles.
Right.
For 2 reasons. 1, once they bend, you can't fix them. 2, I thought they would be more easily bent than the truss type construction.
And this, you got the same ones.
Yeah, I kinda gave, they're different prices, different hoops, but they're the same type of style. The other thing is, the truss type construction on the square tube bolts right onto the concrete. So you
Right,
pour that,
so they
you
wouldn't
know,
move,
they wouldn't
which is a
move,
positive.
where those other ones, the round ones,
So,
go into the ground and you cement them in and they can twist over time.
what are the, okay, so if we bought 2 new hoops, now the other ones that are there, the ones that are still gonna be there,
County,
Why don't we just
pole barn,
take them out
cookies.
We can't, we can just make that,
and just make it a regular 2.
just replace one end and,
Well, yeah, so they have full court.
yeah.
Now, on the last backboard, is that something that Kid can cut the rock at and break it?
That's the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Steel backboards, aluminum backboards come with fixed rims. So that's what causes the break, there's no give.
Correct.
You cannot, as far as I know, I cannot find either an aluminum or a galvanized steel backboard that comes with a breakaway rim. So you either have these things that are extremely rock hard, or the disadvantage with the glass is, yeah, you could chuck them.
But aren't these,
Rock.
I don't think it's not actually glass,
It's
isn't it Lexan?
It's Lexan, like plexiglass.
Right, you don't really, it takes a lot to break Lexan.
And, you know, if you guys wanna take a look at those for next meeting and look into those, like that one there that you're looking at, oh, Jordan, you have one like that? Okay, those, you see that big metal plate coming down there? The rim is actually bolted to that, so the rim is not attached to the glass. That's a new style, so you can see the shattering of
The only,
these.
yeah,
I don't care what
have
we
a problem with those ones there, that style, but as long as you can find something, some kind of
I'm sorry.
bolts to put on there that's gonna last.
16, that was a whole.
Well, that's why I wanted to use, those are my questions that I had for it, and I kinda wanted your.
Cause those are
guys'
pretty
input.
thick, that's like, the glass in there is like an inch and a half
10 inches, I
thick.
Yeah, they're heavy.
So I cancel that.
And those actually be at 10 foot, how many?
Charging roughly $5.
Those are the styles that I put in my house.
This here?
Yes, because they were easy, you cord to the height of your court, you had these 4 bolts in a pattern, and you just set the pole on top, and it was 10 foot, it was done.
Right, Mark Sexton has one the same way,
Yep.
so,
And
yeah,
these are
well,
big.
that's the thing, cause these are actually fixed, and then these round ones, like the ones that are down there now, you can move. You can just take them and twirl them in circles, you know, so,
They're 40 years old, I mean, they're not been there
well,
40 years.
exactly,
So what's the difference in price then on those two?
About $300.
yeah.
Well, it's
These are actually cheaper.
300.
Yeah, believe it or not, the glass one with the steel was 600, what's that one there, Jay, is that?
This is 24.99.
$24.99, expensive one, I think, that's $4 grand for that.
4 grand?
Yeah, I mean, I don't wanna go there, I just pulled the things off the internet. And then the ones with the gooseneck, where it's one pipe that's
This
bent.
is similar to what we have now, we already have issues with these, so this is out the door.
This is not- Okay,
So if we were to
But-
do something like
so
that,
you get 2 of them, right?
I was thinking, I would like to try
I
2
would
this
say,
year.
I don't know how Jordan feels about it, but I'd say 2 of them, and then the original ones that are there, get rid of the rest of them,
Yeah.
and just make one full cord.
Or, yeah, if there's 2 down there that are decent. They-
Because right now, we have 6, and I don't think any of them are not. bent
They're
or
all
twisted. Yeah, there's none of
screwed
them.
up.
We just have to do something to get that back.
So is this the only one with the truss style system?
There's a couple different ones there.
Here, so hey, that one again.
Yeah. That one's got a truss out. I think the only difference, I think that's the same manufacturer, there's a 6-inch tube and there's an 8-inch tube. I think it's just one's a little heavier than the other. And there is a tube here, but it doesn't have quite the truss style system, but with a metal backboard for like $26.73. So if the glass to metal backboard was an issue, we can get it, but believe it or not, it's a smaller tube and it's more expensive just because I don't know why the
Well, I
metal
think-
backboard's more.
On these truss style ones, like as far as you were talking with the bolts and everything
Yeah,
moving, there's no reason why we couldn't weld that right in place.
well, it's straight, get it there and just, yeah,
Get it set that way height.
right, cause you not think, right, get it right at 10 foot and just leave it.
Bigger the better. You gotta think bulletproof.
Yep, well,
If
that's,
they can break, they will break it.
that's where the metal backboard comes in. The problem with the metal backboards is all the rims are fixed. And you don't like playing on them, I mean, they're extremely hard.
Yeah.
And then those are gonna be the ones that you're gonna be able to hang on and create more movement. The flexible rims do allow cushioning of the impact if anybody can dump that.
Which ones did you put in your house, Emma?
Yes, similar to that. Mine were movable up and down,
Oh.
but those are all fixed, it's the same manufacturer.
And that's a glass one?
Yeah, I think we're inch and a half.
Yeah. The one that we did, it weighed 800 pounds. Some of these weigh 600 to 800 pounds.
I think it was, what's that?
One?
Yeah.
Was that the one that you were just looking at?
Yeah, it's the truss type system, the 2499.
$24.99?
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Care if we, does anyone care that if we go ahead and make a motion to get 2 of them coming? I'll make a motion to get 2 of them coming.
Second?
Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Those are the ironclads, so.
Yeah, make a mark on this so you know which ones you're gonna.
I'll call it. All in favor on that, I'm sorry? I know what
Aye.
Aye.
And that's 24,
25.
2,500.
Opposed? Nope. Alright, I just need a motion to,
Well, do you wanna
Unless you
talk
have
about
something else.
Vance and May's?
oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Mike. But last meeting, we asked Mike, our previous, or our current, person that takes care of all of our cemeteries, that we were gonna have Tim as a full-time custodian, now take care of Wellston. So he did give us, Mary, what did he give us to take care of just, he would mow Chalker and mow Dublin for $600 a mowing. and we'd still do the 4 with a floater 5 mowing throughout the summer. And then he would do cleanups on the cemeteries, $250 at Chalker, $850 at Dublin, and $850 at Wellston. So it didn't really change, except it lowered a little bit so that, because we can have Tim take care of Wellston through the mowing at Wellston. That'll save us a little bit.
I don't know, do you think you can do any more, Tim?
I don't know, never done it before.
He hasn't seen
I-
somebody yet.
I mean, Dublin's big, but generally there's not much there, it's mostly.
Dublin looks
But
like,
I think they were trying to do it where if he was, got a call.
With
I
him
think
being
that's
our
why they wanted to
on-call
leave Mike with the two
No, I'm just talking
outside.
about the spring cleanup for $850.
Oh, yeah, that's, that wasn't too bad. So,
I'm sorry, are you asking me for just the
Just
spring
Do you
cleanup?
think if you have time to clean it, he'll mow it, just the
So
spring
he'll
cleanup.
mow
He'll mow
Dublin
Chalker
and
Dublin.
Chalker,
Mhm.
and I'll do the spring,
well, that would actually
spring or
be
fall.
effective for next year, because he's actually doing it.
I know Dublin's got a lot of leaves in it.
Yeah,
He's already doing it.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind.
So we can talk about that next year for the cleanups, whether you wanna do them or not.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, letting it a year or figuring everything out.
yeah, I mean, like I said, with him,
Was he
he's our
doing,
only daily EMT right now. I mean, that was why we didn't wanna take him too far out of town.
was he doing spring cleanup at
Wellston?
Wellston too?
No,
Or
the
not?
custodian was doing the cleaning, or was pushing everything, well, he was pushing everything out, and then the custodian would come through and pick everything up.
We would take the bucket. and move
Right.
it.
When you did it, Jason, how did you do it?
Well, I would, blow everything out to the road and come suck it up with the sucker.
Alright.
It was a team effort, a lot. We always had to find people.
You know, let me tell you, when you find kids that get in trouble, they come to your advantage.
Their community service.
Community service kids are great. I had my share of them come through,
I'd like
and they did a lot of raking.
I'd like to add one more thing.
Yeah.
That, I think we ought to go ahead and give Jack the approval for those covers for the $1,800, because,
Is that for each truck or what?
No,
No, that
all
was
three.
for all three of them.
I mean,
That was all three trucks combined.
a few lengths of hose is worth $1,800.
Okay, so, let's do a motion to, first one, to take care of can we leave, Mike Manson May still doing the mowing, for this year?
Everything?
Well, no, just Chalker,
Chalker.
just Chalker.
Oh, I see.
Just do Mike's, estimate for just Chalker, mowing Chalker and Dublin for this year. We need approval on that. Because he technically was doing all 3 last year.
Right.
So I think we do need just to approve the $600 bid per mow
For Chalker
for
and.
Chalker
And Dublin.
and Dublin, yes.
Okay.
So I just need a motion to approve Chalker and Dublin mowing.
I'll make that one.
Okay. All right, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, and then Jordan, you wanted to make a motion, to approve Jack, to approve the fire department, 3 covers for the hoses on the 3 trucks, 141, 143, and 142.
And I'll second it.
Yes.
So that was $1,800. And they're gonna just make the canvases here, so the trucks don't go out of service.
Yeah, they'll come right here and build them
Is
right
that
off the parking lot.
1,800 for all 3 trucks?
Yeah,
All
yeah, all 3 trucks, yeah.
So we got a motion by Jordan, seconded by Jason. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
What's the thing called?
Opposed.
Cover, okay.
Okay. That's the call.
I don't know if it was a box or a tarp or.
It's like a tarp that's gonna be bulk, that's gonna
Hose
be.
cover works for me.
Yes, both. All right, now I need a motion to adjourn. If we
So
all
moved.
know.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're done. Thank you.
Okay.